morning, everybody, and welcome to our practice for the 17th of June. We're almost to the summer solstice, so, it's great to have these long days at this time of the year. So let's come seated towards the front of our chair. Close your eyes. Focus on the breath. Leave everything that's happened before practice behind you and dedicate the next 60 minutes to movement, to stretching, to strengthening, to awareness. Becoming aware of how our breath fills the body, how our muscles, big and small, move the body in so many unique ways. And how, by dedicating our time, a specific amount of time to our yoga practice, we can be better able to take on the challenges that are going to face us during the rest of the day. As our focus comes to the breath, begin to gradually deepen the breath and slow the breath, as well as evening the breath between your inhale and your exhale breath. Try to feel the belly moving with each inhale and exhale breath, moving out with each inhale, in with each exhale. This movement coming from the movement of the diaphragm down towards the pelvis with each inhale breath and up towards the base of the ribs with each exhale breath. So this morning I am going to give you a count to help you establish the pattern of breath. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 3, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 2, 3, 4. Stretching out your exhale breath. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stretching the exhale out a bit further. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 3, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And when hot weather comes around, one of the breaths I like to teach is the tally breath. So it's a breath where we make the tongue into a U shape. And that's not possible for everybody. I think it's about 20% of the population cannot do that. But if you're part of the 80%, just make that U shape with the tongue. Inhale, drawing the air over that U-shaped tongue, and then exhale through the nose. So inhale. So this is a breath that you can use to cool down should you start to feel hot. It's also a breath that stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. So it's a breath that can help you calm yourself again. So if you're starting to get, into a situation where you need to sort of take the intensity down a little bit. So again, think about that's practicing this breath as we get into some of the higher temperatures that we're expecting this week. So now let's come to the more active part of our practice, sitting towards the front of the chair and really perching yourself on the right and left sit bones towards the front of the chair. Connect the feet to the floor. Take a look down at the feet and look at the base of the second toe and follow a line from the base of the second toe to the center of the ankle. So that line is tracing the second metatarsal of the foot, and try and bring that second metatarsal parallel on the right and left foot. Lift all 10 toes away from the floor, and even if it's only in your mind, think of spreading the toes out any amount, connecting to the floor, raising the arches, drawing the energy up the inner line of the legs into the core, evening the weight on the right and left sit bone, feeling that movement from the two sit bones into the pelvis, finding the keystone of the sacrum, and then thinking of all the vertebrae stacking one upon the next, all the way up to the base of the skull. Visualize those natural curves of the spine, the forward curve of the cervical spine and the lumbar spine, and the rearward curve of the thoracic spine and the sacrum. Think of the muscles as aligning and holding the spine into position to make it as efficient as possible about carrying the weight of the upper body all the way down to those points of contact between the sit bones and the edge of the chair. Draw the shoulder blades slightly back and together to open the upper chest to receive more breath. And come back to that feeling of the breath that we cultivated in the first part of our practice. Let's take now the arms to the side and begin to move the body, thinking about the connection between the body and the breath with each movement. Raising the arms overhead, drawing the hands back to heart center. Using the movement of the joints to lubricate, to circulate the synovial fluid around each of the joints. And drawing the hands back to heart center once more, pressing the hands together. And feel the pressure on the hands almost levering the shoulder blades apart just a little bit, creating a little extra space out from the spine. From here, interlace the fingers, press the palms towards me. Let the shoulder blades slide off and reach the hands forward, and then draw the shoulder blades together, drawing them in towards the spine, feeling them move away from the spine, stretching forward, and then back together. One more time, stretch the hands forward to me, towards me, and then come back. Bring the palms to rest on top of the head. Open the shoulders as widely as you can, remembering going to that point where you meet resistance, and then draw the elbows together for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring the arms up to a cactus position. Again, try to work the fingertips above the elbows. Draw the elbows together for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Stretch the arm fingertips out to the walls. Take the right arm over the left. Work the fingertips onto the shoulder blades. If it's available to you, try to come around the shoulder blades rather than over top of the shoulder blades. Breathe into that area between the shoulder blades. And then weave the arms around one another. Lift the fingertips slightly towards the ceiling and tilt the upper body, holding at the hips over the legs, any amount. Remembering to work up to that point where you feel resistance, and hopefully seeing that point where you see resistance expand a little bit each time you move into something. Stretch the arms now out to the side. Take the left arm over the right. Again, reaching anywhere that you can and trying to work towards the shoulder blades, wrapping around the outside of the shoulders. Peel the shoulder blades away from the spine. Weave the arms around each other. Lift the fingertips towards the ceiling, and once again, fold forward over the legs, and up sort of a seated half eagle pose. Inhale, come back up to center. And let's just continue to work with the shoulders, rolling the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. And once more, forward, up, back, and down. Let's now continue to warm up by beginning to warm up the spine. Let's begin our spinal movements with the first pair of the 6 directions of the spine, that forward and back movement. So lifting the sternum, feeling a string drawing the sternum up towards the ceiling, and then exhaling, again rounding back towards the chair, whatever amount is appropriate for you, given your spine's condition. Lifting up for 2. Exhale, rounding back for 2. And 3. Up. And 3. Back. Inhale, come back to center. Raising the arms up overhead. Take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. The right hand comes behind you on the chair as we twist towards our right side. Breathing here and using the resistance to the breath that comes with the twist trying to work into that resistance to strengthen the breathing muscle. So inhaling here for 1. Exhale, empty the lungs for 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Finally, inhale 3. Exhale 3. Inhale, the arms come overhead. And take the right hand to the outside of the left thigh, twisting towards our right side. Left side. And again, breathe 3 breaths into the resistance that comes from the twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. And exhale 3. Come back to center. Let's take 1 cat-cow move just to reset the spine. Inhaling. Exhale, round back. And inhale, come back to neutral. Let's continue to warm up the spine, but we'll add a little strengthening work by picking up our weights as we move from side to side. So reaching right hand to the floor through center, left. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Again, draw the shoulder blades back, stack the spine, make sure that the sit bones, all the weight is being carried on the sit bones. And let's just lift the arms out to 45 degrees and lower for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring the arms back to the side. And we'll do some curls now. 1, 1, 2, 2. Remember to resist in both directions. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, and 6. We're going to add now another movement. So come to the shoulder and lift for 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, and 6. Remember, anytime we're doing weight work and it starts to feel like you're just sort of you're not really controlling the movement of the weights throughout the full range of motion that we're working towards, just stop and or cut down the range of motion. Try to maintain that form as we work through our repetitions with the weights. So once more, we're going to now, since we have the weights in hand, we're going to come and do some core work now. So holding the weights, crossing the weights on the chest, or the arms on the chest, lean back towards the chair for 1. Use those core muscles to lift you up as you exhale for 1. Inhale back for 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, and we'll hold when we go back on 12, and hold now for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come back to center. Release the weights for a moment. Take the arms forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Whatever cross you had before, reverse that cross. So this is going to be your non-dominant cross, because you if you notice, you'd always cross the arms in the same way, each time you cross the arms. So let's now come to seated towards the front of the chair. Always in this work, paying attention to the spine, and remember that we're trying to isolate the work in those core muscles that run up and down the front of the body. Leaning back for 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, and we'll hold once more on 12. For 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come back to center. Just before we set our weights aside, let's do some work to now strengthen the calves. So just place your weights on the knees, and let's raise the left and lower for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's go to the opposite. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now let's raise both heels for 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sure there's lots going on that I can't see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's now set our weights aside. Come back to our seated mountain pose. Just take the arms to the side, raise the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, and bring the hands around the right thigh, the right shin, point, flex, point, flex, and point, and flex. Circle 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 3. Bring the hands around the right knee and circle for 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3. Reach behind the right thigh. Raise and lower the right leg for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you can either continue to support the right leg and raise the lower leg, or you can bring the hands to the edge of the chair, support yourself. Again, make sure the spine is stacked. Try to limit the amount of movement using those core muscles we just activated, limiting the backward movement of the mid-body. So lift 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 6, 6, 6, 6. Come back to our seated mountain pose. Take one full breath in. Let's sigh out the exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale the arms overhead. Once again, try and bring the hands into your non-dominant interlace, and then bring the interlaced fingers around the left shin. Draw the left knee towards the left armpit. Point, flex, point, and flex, and point, and flex. Circle 1, circle 2, and circle 3, and circle 1, and circle 2, and circle 3. Release the hands behind the left thigh. Raise and lower the lower leg for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And either repeat that or grasp the edge of the chair and raise the knee and lower leg for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And come back to center. Come back to seated mountain pose. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Grab a drink. We're at 10 o'clock now, so take a nice deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. And let's walk the feet slightly wider than hip distance. Come out, forming a V with the legs. Find your blocks, and let's bring the blocks into the center of the V. So just as we did in seated mountain pose, Now with the legs in a V, make sure the weight of the upper body is transferring the seat of the chair through the sit bones. Take the arms to the side. Inhale, and then exhale, forward fold. Perhaps just bring the hands to the to the knees. Fold forward into the V. Keep lengthening the spine. Keep supporting the spine with the core muscles. And if it's available to you without rounding the back, bring the hands onto the blocks. Please start with the blocks on the highest height. And just take a moment here and really go through the muscles that are supporting you as we go into this forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Use the breath to help muscles lengthen, and perhaps you might move to the mid-height on the blocks. I know some of you can go all the way to the floor initially, but just taking some time to think about how the pose feels in each of these positions can sometimes be helpful to our understanding of how the body moves, how various muscles interact. As we move, you might move to the lowest height now of the blocks. And again, fingertips might come all the way to the floor. Let's inhale and bring the body up. The hands meet overhead. And exhale the hands back to heart center. Inhale. Once again, we're going to fold into that space between the blocks. Going to that position that felt most comfortable for you. It might be on the thighs, it might be on the blocks at any level or the floor. Take one full breath here. Exhale, squeeze the air out of the belly. And then let the next inhale carry you all the way up and draw the hands together at heart center. From heart center, let's move the arms into cactus position. And then twist left. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale through center. Twist left. Center. Right. And this time, as we go left, bend the right elbow, bring it to the right thigh, and then reach the body across, trying to draw that upper shoulder, the left shoulder back, to work the shoulders towards stacking. As we reach the fingertips across, the fingertips are moving right, while that left sit bone is going down. Feel that stretch all the way down the outside of the body. Inhale, let's come back to center, come back to cactus position. Twist towards your right side, bend the left elbow, and left elbow comes to left thigh. As we reach across, fingertips moving out, shoulder blade pulling back, space between the armpit and the head of the pelvis lengthening, right sit bone moving towards the chair, feeling a nice long stretch all the way down that right side of the body. Let's inhale, come back up to cactus. Raise the arms overhead. Swan dive into the space between the legs. And let's take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Inhale for 3. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. And draw the hands back to heart center. Let's stretch the right leg out. If you feel any extra, if there's too much strain behind the right knee, just bend it slightly towards the ceiling. Let's inhale the arms overhead now. Twist slightly towards our left side. Bring the right hand inside the right leg. And twist and reach across for a modified version of chair pose. Inhale, come back up to center. Draw the right leg in. Come back to cactus. Stretch the left leg out. Twist slightly towards your left side. Bring the left hand inside the left leg and stretch up. In triangle pose on the left side. Again, paying special attention to the outside of the body, the right side of the body. Really feeling how we're stretching into that area. Inhale, come back up. Hands come to cactus position. Inhale the arms overhead. And exhale, forward fold into the space between the legs. 1 breath this time here. Empty the lungs out. Inhale, come all the way up. And draw the hands back to heart center. Let's now turn ourselves towards the side. And again, good time to, if anybody wants to grab a drink, please do so now. Taking the chair side leg parallel to the back of the chair. Let's bring that outside leg so the knee comes directly under the hip. Lift the outside arm. And just find your stability here. Take 1 more breath. Finding your strength and stability in this pose. And then, if it's available to you, lift the inside arm and twist towards the chair. Concentrating the effort for the twist. In the oblique muscles. 1 more breath here. Inhale, raise the arms overhead. Interlace the fingers, bring them onto the chair side thigh, and stretch that outside leg as far back as you can. Again, respecting whatever limits your body tells you. Come back to those core muscles. Draw the pelvic floor towards the navel. Stretch back. And again, see if we can reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And again today, something new. See if you could interlace the fingers behind the back. Draw the shoulder blades together. Open the front of the hip. And breathe here for 1, 2, and 3. Bring the chair side hand to the back of the chair. Draw that outside leg in. Come back through center. Take the knees into a gentle V. Let both knees sway right. Let both knees sway left. One more time right. One more time left. And this time, as we go right, swivel towards the chair. Bring the thigh onto the chair parallel with the back of the chair. And bring the knee underneath the hip. Strengthen the core muscles to support the spine here. And lift one arm overhead. Take a moment to really feel your foundation in this pose. Breathe here. Take one more full breath in. Come back to center. So bring your hands onto the thigh. Stretch that outside leg as far back as is available to you. Remember, we're working it towards straight. And what the position it comes to today may not be the same as it was on Thursday, and definitely won't be the same as next Thursday. Open the front of the hip by stretching back. Lift one or both arms. Breathe here. Bring the hands together behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Press the knuckles towards the floor. Draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale. Draw outside leg in. Come back to center. And let the knees go right, left, right, left, and come back to center. Walk the feet back to hip distance apart. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Our hands meet overhead. And draw the hands back to heart center. Let's do just a little bit of standing work today before we come back onto our chairs for final relaxation. So let's begin facing the back of our chair. Feet hip distance apart. Come to standing mountain pose. Again, always, as within each of our yoga poses, find your foundation. Find the strength that comes from a strong foundation. And we'll give you a bit more view of me. So coming to standing behind our chair, standing mountain, and let's take 3 full rounds of the breath in standing mountain pose, remembering going back to that extended exhale breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and final round. Inhale, Exhale. Bring the hands to the back of the chair. We'll repeat those calf raises just to continue to strengthen the calves. So coming up and down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Rock back. Lift the toes for 1. Rock onto the toes for 1. Lift the toes for 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, and 6. Bring the hands to the back of the chair. Back the feet away from the chair. Again, in this position, very easy to see the feet. Make sure the feet are in that standing mountain pose position. Second metatarsals parallel. Lift the inner arches. Firm up the core. Bend the knees slightly. Draw the hips back. Stretch the head forward. And again, feel that nice, deep, big, relaxing stretch for the upper body. Turn the right toes out, angling them towards the right side of the mat. Step the left foot in towards the chair. Again, draw that tailbone down towards the right heel by lifting the core muscles. Bend into the right knee. Lift the arms overhead and breathe. One more breath here. Lower the hands to the chair. Lift the back heel. Step both feet to meet at the back of the mat. Stretch out and down dog. Turn the left toes out. Step the right foot in. Find your foundation. Bend the knee in. And doing whatever allows you to feel stable in this pose, you can perhaps lift one or both arms overhead and breathe. Lower the hands to the back of the mat or chair. Step both feet back to meet in chair down dog. Inhale, walk the feet in towards the chair. Let's turn sideways. And we'll finish off our standing work with tree pose. So, as always, our foundation comes from the chair side foot. Lift the outside heel. Open the knee out to the side. Bring the heel to the ankle, the calf, or depending on the day, some days it might come to the inner calf, otherwise not. Open. And let's breathe here. And let's release. We won't do a full count of side steps, just side step once, and move to the opposite side. Build your foundation in the chair side leg. Lift the outside heel. Bring the heel to the ankle, to the calf, or to the inner thigh. Bring the hands together. Let's lift the arms overhead or not. Your focal point can be on the floor in front of you or more on the horizon. Try not to look at your screen during tree pose. Take one more breath here. Draw the hands back to heart center. Release the leg. Step to the side. And let's come back to seated. Coming to your seated pose, we'll just spend a moment at the front of the chair in seated mountain pose just to begin our cool down. So let's come back to that practice of the Satali breath that I recommend, or that we practiced at the start of our practice. So once again, making that U shape with the tongue, inhaling through the nose, and we'll do 6 rounds here. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the, or inhale through that U-shaped tongue and exhale through the nose. So inhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Inhale 4. Exhale 4. Inhale 5. Exhale 5. And inhale 6. Exhale 6. Let's once more lift the arms overhead. Take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh and twist towards our right side. Two more breaths in our twist. Final breath. Inhale the arms overhead and exhale, go to the opposite side. 2, 3 breaths here. 1, 2, and 3. Exhale. Take 1 cat-cow breath. Inhale. And exhale, slide towards the back of your chair. Grab a drink. Add anything that you need to stay comfortable and to allow you to relax as fully as possible during final relaxation. Now feeling the feet supported by the floor, the back of the thighs, and the seat supported by the seat of the chair, and the back supported by the back of the chair. Begin our process of relaxation. Allowing the breath to slow. And feel a process taking over the body that's almost like ice melting. When ice is cold, it retains its shape, but as it warms, it loses that shape and takes the shape of whatever container it's in. So thinking of that process of relaxation, find that process of relaxing the body, letting each breath relax you a bit more deeply. Relaxing as completely as possible. Focusing on the breath, letting the parasympathetic nervous system come to the fore. Moving into the rest and digest mode. Now let's reconnect with the body, deepening the breath, but trying to maintain the sense of peace that you hopefully develop through your final relaxation. Move the fingers, move the ankles, or move the wrists, move the feet and the ankles. Slide back towards the front of our chair. Stack the spine, come back to our starting point of seated mountain pose. Inhale, raising the arms overhead, drawing the hands back to heart center. Thanking yourself for making time for our practice today. Thanking each other for sharing our practice. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Namaste.